for everybody today, make sure that you got your Chromebooks out, you got them opened up, because we're going to use those for class today. Today, we're going to be talking predator and prey. So last night, you should have watched those video clips that I gave you. So make sure you watch them. You've got the document pulled up that you need for today's class. Right? When we get done today, you'll be able to say that I'll be able to explain the predator-prey relationship and how it influences populations in an ecosystem. So go ahead and get started on those documents real quick, and we'll get started with our activity in about 10 minutes. Okay, so for this part of the class, the students would be working independently on documents that are on the Chromebooks, using technology, which is a big part of entertaining the next generation for the attribution theory. So through this, they're going to be working through documents that are on their Chromebooks. So that way they're online, they're interacting online, and then we will get into a actual real-world simulation that they will be using here in just a minute. All right, everybody. Looks like most of you have wrapped up with the pre-activity questions that you had in your worksheet there. Okay. So now we're actually going to do an activity in class. And so Kate, why don't you go ahead and bring your stuff over here? Put you guys together at this one table. Okay. So now we've got an activity we're going to be doing with this, where we're going to simulate rabbits and coyotes, predator prey. Okay. All these guys here, these are rabbits. Okay. These guys are coyotes, the full sheets. So what you're going to do is you're going to start off with 6 rabbits in your habitat, which is your green area. So go ahead and put 6 rabbits in your habitat somehow, some way. So do you think that they all are right together in a habitat, or do you think they're spread out? Okay. So now, with this, the big cards are going to represent coyotes. Now, coyotes come through, they're going to eat rabbits. Now, the way that the coyotes eat rabbits is if you drop the card from about chest height down, and if it lands on 3 rabbits, he eats those 3 rabbits, and he gets to reproduce another coyote. Now, the rabbits that are left are going to reproduce double. Okay? So, go ahead. Who wants to be the first one? Now, make sure you got your data charts ready so that you're ready to keep track. So, make sure you write down your 6 rabbits. Okay? You start with 6 rabbits, and we've only got 1 coyote in the area. So, go ahead and drop your coyote. All right. So, he eats that 1 rabbit. Now, a coyote needs 3 to survive. Did he survive? No. Okay? So let's go ahead and let's remove that coyote. Let's remove that rabbit. All right. Now, we said that rabbits are going to reproduce at double. So how many rabbits are we going to have this next round? 10. Okay? So you got that down on your data chart. So we had 6. Now you need 10. All right. So now we got another coyote. He comes wandering into the area. So let's see what he does when he goes out hunting. Oh, again, he only gets 1, right? All right. Now it looks like you got through quite a few rounds of this. So you guys got a lot more rabbits, don't you? Okay. Now, because you've got more rabbits, what has been happening through your process? Right? Have you been able to get more coyotes that survived? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they've been able to eat a lot easier, haven't they? All right. So what do you got? 8 coyotes in this round. So let's go ahead and drop 1 coyote at a time. All right. Oh, looks like he's probably gonna survive. He's gonna survive. 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 Ooh, look at that. Okay. Oh, he isn't died. That one died. He went for the one on the edge. So you get that one. All right. So go ahead and work through this. Collect the number of rabbits that he landed on, that they killed, and see if they survived or not. All right. Looks like you guys got way big old pile of rabbits now. But how many coyotes you got? You got like 20 coyotes. Holy cow. All right. It's a lot of them. so we go through this round. What do you think is going to start to happen though? Now we've got so many coyotes in such a small habitat. What is it you think is going to start to happen? Oh, a lot of the rabbits are going to die, okay. All right. So this round you might have quite a few rabbits that go away then. All right. So go ahead. It works better if you drop them one at a time. Strategically dropping them. All right. A couple more cards. All right. Looking at this scenario right now, how many rabbits do you think really survived out of all this? 2?
20.
Like maybe 20 or so. You got a couple over here, you got a couple in this corner. All right. So now let's go ahead and let's set it up for the next round because now we don't have very many rabbits, but all those coyotes survived, didn't they? All right. So wow, not very many rabbits left, is there? There's an awful lot of coyotes. So before we even do this round, what would you predict is going to possibly happen?
A bunch of coyotes are gonna die.
Why do you think a bunch of coyotes are going to die?
They're not gonna have enough rabbits.
Not enough food to eat. Okay. So all right, let's go ahead and let's do it. Let's see what you get. Survivor over there. Man, he's a survivor. Oh, somebody got him. All right. So is there any rabbits left?
Not really.
No. All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your data that you guys have written down on here, right? And I want you to go to that website from your worksheet, and I want you to start to graph this in. And let's take a look at what the graphs look like. So now we're going to look at these graphs of what happens in the predator-prey relationship. All right, so you guys got that all put in, you got it all graphed? All right, graphs look pretty good. Now, what did you notice about this graph at the end? What who outlasted who? Outlasted the rabbits? So did they peak at the same time? No, they didn't peak at the same time? Okay. So why do you think that is? What is necessary for them to, why did they not peak at the same time?
One eats the other.
Because one eats the other, right? So all of a sudden one took off and there was hardly any rabbits left, right? But yet we still had a whole bunch of coyotes. It took one more generation for them to die off before it affected them. Very good. Now, let's say we change the scenario a little bit, okay? Let's change the scenario up a little bit. So, we have this card here, okay? This is the scenario. I want you to think about this, and we're going to rerun this activity with this new scenario, okay? A new factory is built near the water supply for this habitat. During this time, they are dumping a polluting chemical into the water, which allows neither the rabbits or the coyotes to reproduce. So this starts after the 4th generation. But after the 10th generation, the EPA forces the factory to close down. Okay? So this factory comes in the 4th generation. Then the 10th generation, it's closed down. So I want you to rerun this scenario so that you're working with those numbers to see if that makes a change. All right, so what did you notice differently about your graph this time? All right, now that Caleb's going to wash his hand from digging one out of his nose. All right, so what we're going to do is look at your graphs. What do you notice different about them? Are they the same or are they different? What do you notice about them? Why do you say they're different? Okay, another factor involved, right? So we had something else that was in there. Now, is that a real world scenario where that could affect populations? Now, what happens if we had a positive effect where maybe that the habitat had some extra food put into it for the rabbits? What do you think is going to happen then? rabbits are gonna blow up because there's more food, okay? So with all that, you're able to look at the predator-prey relationship and how it influences populations in an ecosystem, right? So you're able to go through and you're able to see how that can be affected. If you have too many predators, you have very little what? Prey. If you have too much prey and not enough predators, can that become a problem as well?
Yes.
Yeah, because then they start to change the population of what's available in food, okay? So, with all this, so after today, you should be able to explain the predator-prey relationship and how it influences populations in an ecosystem, okay? Now, this was a technology-based event where they did almost all their work, with the exception of a little bit of data keeping, on computers, which is big for the next generation, according to attribution theory, and the idea that they're attributing what they know and what they're used to using into the classroom so that they survive in their mind a lot better.